Thank you. Just give me a minute. I'll just share my screen and then we'll start. Okay, let me know once you're able to see the screen. Can you see the screen now?
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Is it appearing now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay,
Okay, I can
good.
see it now.
Okay. Okay, so my name is Gaurav and we are here for the demo session on SAP S/4HANA Logistics, which is also sometimes called as Simple Logistics, but that is not the official name. The official name of this particular product is SAP S/4HANA Logistics. So before I talk more about this course, let me just give you my introduction. So I have around 12 years of experience in SAP, and over these years I have worked on different kind of roles. So I started off with the consultant, then I was a solution architect. I'm also playing the role of project manager. I'm a certified PMP also. And from last 2.5 or 3 years, I'm also responsible for the SAP S/4HANA offerings, which means I'm taking care of the team who is handling the SAP S/4HANA projects. And talking about these trainings, I'm conducting these trainings from last 2 years now into SAP HANA and SAP S/4HANA. So this is about me, and now let me just give you an overview of what exactly this SAP S/4HANA is all about. So for that, let me just take you to the next slide. So if I ask you a simple question, you must be working on SAP from last many years now, and if I ask you a simple question, what do you think, whether the customers are happy with the SAP product? I think most of you will definitely say yes, because it is a very good product in terms of the integrated processes. It allows you to have different kind of interfaces, but still you will all agree that there are still some areas where we require some improvements. Okay, that is exactly what the customers has to say. So SAP has conducted a survey which they normally conduct every year, and during which they found that almost all the customers are happy with the product, but when it comes to the speed, that is a big challenge. And going forward, when we are talking about the new technologies like big data, we are talking about the cloud computing. So the data is going to be increasing day by day. And more, as you know, the reporting is totally dependent upon how much data is available in the system. So if you have 3 GB of data, I'm just giving you the example, and if you are performing the report, that is definitely going to give you the faster result. But if you have 3000 GB of data or 3 terabyte of data, it is definitely going to take more time. Right. So considering this in mind, when SAP thought that today itself, when there is no much data at this point of time, customers are complaining about the speed. What will happen when the big data cloud offerings, there are a lot of things which are coming new, based on which it is expected that the data volume will grow like anything in coming years. And that is the reason why SAP thought of improvising this particular point. So the first thing is they wanted to improvise was the speed. Now you must be knowing that when we talk about ECC, SAP was using the third-party databases. So we were using all kind of different databases like Oracle, SQL Server, okay, the Sybase, MySQL. There are a lot of different things which are supported by SAP till these years. Now, when you talk about improvising the speed, the database also should support that. And when SAP discussed this particular things that how they can help in improvising the speed, the responses that SAP got from all these different vendors were not very convincing. And that is the reason why SAP decided that rather than depending upon the different vendors for getting the database services, why we should not create our own database from scratch, which will include the latest technologies like in-memory computing, like column-based data storage. So this is something which you may not be aware of at this point of time, but don't worry, all these things we are going to discuss in detail whenever we will be talking about SAP HANA compared to the traditional databases. So now what I'm trying to say is, although the SAP product is very good, it was doing good in the market, but still in order to be first choice of the customer, there were a lot of improvements which SAP was like SAP got that these are the improvement areas where they can improvise. So SAP HANA is the first entry into the new world when you will be getting the speed, which is the most common cause of challenges that the current customers are facing. Okay, this is about speed. The speed is not only the issue. There are other issues like high cost of operations. Now, for example, if I ask you that if you are using SAP in your company, how many users are doing the transactions on day-to-day basis? Let's say, again giving you the example, there are 10,000 invoices which needs to be entered per day. And if one person is capable of entering 1,000 invoices in a day, so in short, you need 10 different end users who can perform this task uh, to make sure that 10,000 invoices are posted particular day. So now, instead of investing the amount on 10 different end users, what if SAP provides you the solution which allow you that instead of 1,000 invoices, now you can enter 3,000 invoices in a day per user. So definitely you will be saving lot of cost in doing the transactions. But how is that possible? So earlier, the screens that we were using, the SAP screens that we were using were very traditional screens. We are using these screens like ME21N and VA01. All these screens are very old, like we are using from last 15-20 years or more than that. So now is a time when everybody is talking about the simplifications in the screens. Everybody is talking about that I should be able to do the transactions from mobile, tabs. I don't need to be always in front of the computer to do the transactions. So with all these things, if SAP provides you the solution through which not only you can save your time, but you can do your transactions from wherever you want. So that is one of the area which is again the better or the improvisation compared to the traditional ECC we were using. So thanks to SAP Fiori, which is a new user interface which will be used for doing the transactions using SAP Fiori. Okay, so SAP Fiori will help you in reducing the time. It will help you in saving the operation cost. So less number of users can perform most transactions within a short duration of time. And finally, the high cost of infrastructure. Now this is a third pain area which was available in ERP. So let's say for example, the customer is ready to move on to SAP. Customer likes SAP like anything. But the problem is it is a small customer and it don't have any budget. Like you all know that SAP is very costly compared to the other ERP products which are available in the market. So although the customer is impressed with the functionalities of SAP, but because when you implement SAP, there are a lot of infrastructure setup that you need. You need different servers, you need different networking devices. To maintain those servers and networking devices, you need a team of consultants who will be working 24/7. Okay, so all these things requires cost, one-time cost, whenever you are purchasing that particular thing. So for the customers who doesn't have that much budget, it is very difficult, and that is the reason they go away with SAP and they go away with some cloud offerings which will allow them to use the ERP services at the lowest cost. So in order to make sure that these customers are also with SAP, SAP has provided a new option now, which is called as a cloud offering, which means you don't need to worry about purchasing the hardware, no need to worry about networking, even the teams, because now SAP is providing the hosting solution, which means the hardware components, networking, everything will be handled by the third party. You don't need to pay one-time cost. Instead of that, you just pay the subscription fees and start using SAP on day one without worrying about the setting up, the team. Nothing needs to be, you don't need to worry about anything. SAP will provide you all that, or the third party, may not be SAP directly, maybe Amazon Web Services. There are some other web services which can provide you the cloud on which you can perform your SAP transactions without worrying about the infrastructure cost. So these are some of the areas where SAP has concentrated, and they came up with the improvisations in SAP S/4HANA. Now, all these things, if I forget about or maybe all these 3 points, you will say, then what is new for the functional consultant? If the speed has been improvised, SAP HANA is something which is going to help. High cost of infrastructure, it is SAP Fiori, which is again the technical tool. And finally, high cost of infrastructure, which is again the cloud-based offering. But what has SAP to offer for the functional consultants? So not only this, SAP has also improvised some of the processes. So with the help of SAP HANA as a database, SAP has redesigned some of the processes. There are some new processes which are in place which were never, like we're not simplified as they are today. So for example, if let's take an example, whenever you do any transaction, let's say you do the materials management transaction, let's say the good receipt. So you must be knowing that there are multiple tables which gets updated in the background, which unnecessarily consumes lot of system resources and which makes the system slow. Now, from the data modeling point of view, data modeling means the number of tables have been simplified, which means earlier if there were, this is just an example, somewhere it is true, somewhere it is still the same amount of tables are available. But let's say if there were 10 tables which are getting updated for a particular scenario till now that will be restricted to only 3 or 4 tables. So the 6 tables will be completely vanished, which means whatever amount of memory was consumed by the 6 tables, that will come down, and you will save the cost also from the memory point of view. Okay, so again it is a table, then what is the role of functional? So in order to support this data model, new data model, SAP has changed some of the business processes. So for example, the way in which you create the customer and vendor is not available in the same way. There is a new scenario, or there is a new way in which you will be creating the customers and vendors in the system. The way in which you do the, let's say for example, manage the credit management or rebate processing in ST, again that is something which has been completely changed, completely replaced with the new functionalities. The way in which you run the MRP run today, which is a very complex process and which requires a lot of time to execute. So that is also something which has been simplified when you talk about SAP S4. So there are some kind of scenarios, I've given you some of the examples. There are many such scenarios in which SAP has came up with a completely new design, and which is making this product a complete product from the technical point of view, from the user screen point of view, and also from the process point of view. Okay, so this is about SAP S/4HANA in the glance. Now let's talk about this particular course. So what you can expect out of this course, what is something which you will get after the completion of the course is we will be having around 30 hours of sessions, and which will be according to your convenience. I think Zahir will tell you more about that, the timings and all. Normally we have the sessions on weekends, so no need to worry about the your work pressure and all, because most of you will be available on weekends. So over this 30 hours, we are going to focus on the topics which are mentioned in this PPT. So we'll start off with the SAP HANA basics. Okay, we'll understand what is in-memory computing, what is column-based data storage, what is simplified data model. So these are the terms that you will hear again and again when you go for wherever you approach for SAP S/4HANA. These are the terms that will keep coming on your mind. So you need to be very well aware of what exactly these terms are and how they are going to simplify the life of the customer and the consultant. Okay, so once we understood what is SAP HANA basics, we'll go for understanding SAP S/4HANA. So we are going to have the training on 1610, which is the latest version of SAP S/4HANA. But at the same time, it is also important for you because it may happen that after this course, or maybe now today also, or maybe between the course, you get a project on 1511. So you need to be very well aware of what has been changed compared to 1511 and 1610. It should not happen that you are trained on 1610 and if you go for 1511, you are confused what is available and what is not. So no need to worry, because even though we'll be having the sessions on 1610, I'll make sure that you are well aware of the changes between 1511 and 1610. Okay, then we'll talk about roadmap of SAP S/4HANA, which will give you the complete picture how all this journey started, where exactly we are today, what will we will be expecting in future. So what will come in 1710, 1810, all these things we'll discuss when we talk about a roadmap. Same thing is again the current and future versions, which is one and the same thing. SAP Activate methodology. So the way in which we go for implementations today, we normally follow SAP methodology. Now this SAP methodology is something which is not going to work with SAP S/4HANA implementations. Again, the reason is because the world is changing. Earlier we used to take 2 years, 3 years of time for performing the implementations. Now nobody is ready to wait for that much time. Everybody wants to utilize the benefits as soon as possible. So that is the reason SAP has introduced a new methodology called as SAP Activate, which will make sure the amount of time required to do the implementation or the system conversion will definitely come down. Okay, so we'll understand what are the different phases in Activate methodology, how it is different compared to SAP methodology, and obviously what are the benefits. Again, within SAP Activate, we'll be talking about two different things, the new implementation as well as the system conversion. So new implementation means when the customer is completely new, he is implementing SAP for first time, while the system conversion means customer is already using SAP system and now he want to migrate to SAP S/4. Okay, so both of the scenarios we'll try to understand, or we'll understand in detail when we'll talk about the Activate methodology. Then we will have the overview on SAP Fiori. I will show you some of the screens of SAP Fiori, how they look like, how you can do the transaction, how you can configure your own launchpad. We'll discuss all these things when we'll talk about SAP Fiori, which is a new user interface. Simple compared to the traditional screens that we were using to perform the transactions. And then we'll talk about the functional topics like what has been changed from the master data point of view. So as I told you, the way in which the customers and vendors were created in ECC, it is not same in SAP S/4 because business partner approach is mandatory in SAP S/4HANA. So what exactly is business partner approach? How to create the customers and vendors in SAP S4, and also what are the changes in the material master in S4. So these things we'll cover in the session which will be focusing on the master data changes. Within sales and distribution, we'll talk about simplified pricing. So there is a way in which the pricing is carried out in ECC. There are some changes there. There are some changes in the way you configure the output determination, which means the billing output determination, sales order output determination. So what exactly has been changed? And the new credit management. New credit management is SAP has scrapped the way in which we do the credit management. If you remember FD32 transaction we were using to create the credit master data of the customer, which is no more available in SAP S4. So all the customers needs to migrate to new credit management, which is part of FSCM component. Rebate processing, again, the way in which you were handling the rebates in SAP SD, it has been changed, and there is a new rebate processing which is a component of settlement management which is in place now. From procurement point of view, we'll talk about material ledger, which is a mandatory functionality now. Again, new output determination, simplified data model, which means which tables are removed, which tables are still available, what will be the impact on the custom codes if the data model has been simplified, what will happen to your standard reports, what will happen to your custom reports. All these things we'll talk about when we discuss about the simplified data model. PP point of view, a very important functionality of MRP Live, as I told you. So earlier, the MRP that we were using was taking so much of time to perform the planning, the materials planning. But now, with MRP Live, the life will become easy for the MRP controllers. They will be able to perform MRP within a short duration of time. Okay, and the overview of the other changes, like what has been currently speaking, there are no changes in the plant maintenance quality PMQM. As of today, there are not much of changes. But yes, FICO point of view, there are a lot of changes. We will have the overview on that, what has been changed compared to the traditional ECC system. And finally, the migration process. Migration process is nothing but this system conversion. So what if the customer is using the ECC system and he wants to migrate to SAP S4 HANA? So this is something which we are going to talk about in detail in this course. And if I tell you about how this course corresponds to various courses which are provided by SAP. So the first course is SAP, I think, I don't remember the codes, but there is a introduction to SAP S4 HANA, which is a 2-day course which is provided by SAP. And there are 3 other courses, which is one related to the deltas in the procurement. Again, the delta or the simplifications into sales and distribution, and deltas into production planning. And finally, the conversion, system conversion, how you need to move from your existing ERP system to SAP S4. So this course is a combination of around 5 courses which are provided by SAP, and you will be getting the documentations with PPTs, all these course certification documents. So after the completion of this course, definitely you will be able to clear your exam, because we are not going to there is not a topic which we are going to untouch in this course. Everything is going to be covered, and it will make you comfortable for appearing in the exams. Not only theoretically, because exams is one part, but you also need to work on the projects whenever you are getting the chance. So that is also that is the reason we are going to have this functional topics. In practically, we'll be creating our own master data, our own configuration, transactions, reports, everything we are going to do in the 1610 system, which is the latest version of SAP S4. Okay, so this is about the course which I wanted to provide you the hint. Now, if you have any questions, doubts, you can definitely ask. Regarding the times, the fees and all, you can directly get in touch with Zahir. But if you have any questions related to course content, then you can definitely ask me.
Yeah, I have a question
Yeah,
regarding
this is,
exam code.
yeah, can I ask my question?
Yes, Sorin, please go ahead, and then I'll ask. I'll give the time to the other guy.
Okay, I was going to ask about the exam code. You mentioned that there is an exam. Do you know the code or the title of the exam?
No, as of today, it is still not available. Although the certificate, although the trainings are available, but certification is still not available on SAP Simple Logistics. If I talk about the logistics functionalities, it is still not available.
Okay.
But
Do
we
you
have
know?
yes, code. I don't remember at this time of time, but I think it is with Zahir, so he will be sharing it with you.
Okay.
Yeah, there was someone else, TRR, I don't know the name. Please go ahead.
My name is Tyagarajan Raghuraman, long name, that's why it's called as
Okay.
TR. Yeah,
Okay.
question is, this is S4 Hana, okay? Right now, I'm in a couple of projects on ECC Hana with Fury. So I would like to
ECC
understand,
HANA,
yeah,
sorry. So ECC HANA, you mean you are on EHP7 on HANA database, right?
yes.
Okay, okay.
So how this is going to be different in terms of functionality, for example, MRP Live, okay? So how this is going to be different, and then why a customer should go in for S4 HANA for this kind of functionalities, which they say that they will be able to get it. For example, ATP functionalities, all those things. For me, it's happening a click of a button.
Yeah, see, if you are talking about EHP7 on HANA database, so you are already utilizing the benefits of SAP HANA for sure, right? Because the speed and all that we are talking about, like in-memory computing, column-based data storage, that you are already getting. But SAP S4HANA has more to offer. So let me give you the example. So as I told you, today if you are using ECC HP7, if in that case, whenever you do a transaction, the in the background, the 10 tables are getting affected. Okay, so when I say that out of that 10, now only 3 or 4 tables will be affected and your memory will come down, which will definitely save your cost in terms of uh, the memory. So this is only possible with SAP S4. This is one. I'm coming to others also. This is a very generic benefit. Apart from that, as we discussed about the, for example, let's talk about uh, the credit management functionality. Now, credit management functionality that we have in ECC, this is far better. This has far more number of benefits within the new credit management. But again, I'm not saying that you cannot use this functionality in EHP7, although you can use, but still, if I see today, everything what they are looking for, the customers, if we talk about, the customers are looking for the system which provides them the connectivity with the different applications. So for example, today also, if you are on EHP7 and you can connect the Ariba, Hybris, but the way in which you connect to these technologies is not very easy because you need the third-party systems to create this integration. But now with SAP S4HANA, even this Ariba, Hybris, they are natively integrated. Natively integrated means you will be able to use them as you are using in the same system. Okay. Apart from that, MRP Live, as you told, there are obviously MRP Live is available within EHP7 on HANA also. If you are using HANA database, yes, MRP Live is available. But there are still some new areas in which the MRP Live is going to support. So earlier, if you are using MRP on HANA, there is a difference between MRP on HANA and the MRP Live functionality on SAP S4HANA. So there are still some more benefits that you will get in SAP S4. That is again the second the thing. And most importantly, the Fiori apps that you are using on EHP7, they are very limited. You'll not be able to look at many analytical apps in the EHP7 system. But when you compare the list of apps that you can run on SAP S4, it's a huge. Okay, so you are getting the speed. Okay, even though you are on HANA, you are already getting good speed, but again you will get better speed if you are on SAP S4 HANA, because the memory footprint will be minimum. At the same time, less number of tables are getting updated. So whenever you are creating a new report, it is very easy for you to do that, because normally you need to bring the data from 10 different tables. Now most of the information you will find in one or two tables. So that is again one of the benefit. And as I told you, the way in which these processes are simplified, they will help you in achieving your target fast. Not only that, as I told you, this is the start of this product. So 15.11, 16.10, only two versions are released as of today. If you see the future plan like CRM, SRM, EWM, all these things are going to be the integrated. Integrated means not integrated, sorry, integrated. Today also they are integrated. So you have CRM integrated with ECC, SRM integrated with ECC. Going forward, they will be embedded. Embedded means there will not be a separate installation for CRM, SRM. They are within your SAP S4HANA system. So these are some of the benefits. If you see future, definitely you will find the benefits.
That makes sense. I think very good explanation. Thanks for that.
I want to ask a question too.
Yes, Patrick, go ahead.
Now for the I understand good. I got a good insight about the S4HANA. I just want to find out for the business processes. I believe you still have to do some configuration, just like as you do for ECC.
Yes, you have to do the configuration.
Okay. If you have to do the configuration, because you said something about the cloud platform. I don't know if it has a premise. It also has a premise version.
Yes, it has a on-premise edition. So it is available in two options now. So for the customers who have good amount of budget and they want to keep everything on their premise, they can go for on-premise edition. While the customers who like to go on cloud, which means they want to minimize their infrastructure cost, they can go on cloud. So both the options are available.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Then, okay, just before I drop my time, my next question is about the training. This is supposed to be a course for simple logistics. Is it going to take, because we have several, since we have several modules in this, we have sales and distribution, we have procurement, we have production planning. Is it going to take, will this course take us through the end-to-end processes of these different modules or sub-modules in the simple logistics? Or it's just an overview?
No, see, Patrick, see, when you talk about the end-to-end processes, for example, you must be knowing that if I only talk about the end-to-end processes of SD, it will take 30 to 35 hours in that particular, for that particular topic itself. But what we are going to discuss here is the delta part. So that is the reason. So when I say delta, it means what has been changed. If we talk about all the processes that were happening in ECC, it will not make any sense, because you already have a good amount of experience into your own module, and you will find this course very bored, because we'll be explaining the same things which you already know. So we are only going to focus on the deltas, like what has been changed compared to ECC. So if the process was happening in ECC, if it is happening in the same way, there is no need to discuss that particular thing. But the processes which are happening in simple way or some other way, now they are simplified. That is something which we need to concentrate on in this course.
Okay. Thank you for the answers.
Okay.
Can you listen me?
Yes, Amal. Yeah.
Yeah. In the same line, I'm just a little bit in that same what Patrick had a question. So being a consultant, nobody will be working on like SD S4 or production planning S4 or credit management or rebate processing, right? Being a consultant, somebody will be responsible for only, let's say, P2P or planning, production planning, or somebody will be running MRP. So this is very generic. I understand it is a very generic kind of S4 course, right?
Yeah. See, if I give you the one example. See, let's say for example, you are from the procurement side. Okay, so you are very good at your area. You know end-to-end processes which are happening in ECC. So now if you want to enter into SAP S4, definitely you need to understand the basics of SAP S4, like how it came from, how it is working fast. So you'll be getting the overview of SAP Hana, SAP Fiori, understanding all these different versions which are available. At the same time, whenever you will be working on the project, you will be, you want to know how the methodology will work. So you are getting the SAP Activate methodology also. On top of that, finally, when you want to know what has been changed from my module point of view, so whatever has been changed from point of view, let's say for example, only 5 things are changed from point of view. So if you understand that 5 points, plus you already know what were the other things because you were already working on procurement from last many years. So that will make you the complete procure to pay consultant, not only from ECC, but also from SAP S4. That is the target of this course. On top of that, during this course, you will also understand some deltas related to SD. So let's say now example, you are working in a project in which you have the team of procurement, you have the team of sales and distribution, and you have the team of production planning. Now, they are all very good in their own areas, but they have no exposure on SAP S4. They know in ECC. Now the project is on SAP S4. So you know the basics of SAP S4 plus you know what has been changed in your own module. At the same time, you can also take this chance to lead a team of other consultants to tell them, okay, I know the basics of SAP S4 plus I'll also know that what has been changed from sales and distribution point of view and what has been changed from production planning point of view. So that is the kind of role which the students are getting nowadays. Even I also started like that. My background was procurement, but now I am handling the team of consultants who are from sales and distributions, who are from production planning, even EWM. So this is how you need to look at this course. So it is not only going to tell you what has been changed from your module point of view, it is also going to tell you what about the other parallel modules, like the basic core modules like sales and distribution and how PP has been impacted with SAP S4. So this is not a generic. I'll not say this is a generic because we need to focus only on the delta topics. That is the reason you can say, yes, this is only touching upon the new technologies. This is not talking about the old. But the idea is if we talk about the old, we'll waste a lot of time because you are already very much trained, you are already experienced onto that technology.
One more question. When I go to S4 platform, there should be two differentiation between functional as well as technical, right? Who is ABAP part who develops the report or change the tables or things like that. And another part is functional who does the configuration. It's like same replica of ECC. How that
Yes, yes.
matches in the S4 area, being that two
In
different types.
S4, yes, in S4 also the same thing will continue because you already have a BAP. Now the SAP HANA will be added as a technical side. Again, from technical side, even SAP Fiori will come into the picture. So you will be having the team of consultants who will be working on the technical sides of Fiori. And you as a functional consultant will be working as your normal role of a functional consultant. So still there will be the bifurcation of technical and functional. From the technical point of view, there will be new skills like Fiori, HANA. And from functional point of view, again, there will be new skills of SAP S4HANA Logistics and SAP S4HANA Finance.
Gaurav, I have one question. What is the new role of APO consultants who are in demand planning and supply network planning?
Sorry, can you come back?
What new role for the APO consultants who are doing demand planning and supply network planning?
See, APO, if I talk as of today, APO, there are no simplifications available, but there are a lot of simplifications which are expected in the near future. So APO, the planning is, APO will be merged within the IBP functionality. Have you heard about IBP, Integrated
Yeah,
Business
I
Planning?
got trained to
Yes. So
point portal.
IBP is something, yes, IBP will be embedded within SAP S4. So currently you have a separate ECC system and you have a separate APO system. But going forward, this APO will become part of IBP and IBP will become part of the embedded SAP S4 HANA system. So that will take time, but that is in the plan.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Anthony, any question?
Yeah, Anthony having some questions, but he is not able to speak due to the this headphone issue, something sound issue. So
Okay. Has he written some questions on the chat screen? Let me just see. Yes, Anthony has some questions on the chat. Okay, there is no question. He's just saying he's not able to speak out.
Amal, I think Amal having some questions. Amal, do you have any questions anymore?
I have one more last question. I see in the website, I see two different, like right now, the class is like instructor led, another is like the video is already available for logistics, right?
I
So
can't hear
how,
you.
Zahir, can you just mute yourself? There is some background noise.
Okay.
Yes, Amal, please go ahead.
yeah, the question is, there are two versions of this training methodology. One is like instructor led, the way you will be taking the live through GoToMeeting. Another is
Mhm.
video version, which is already available logistics side as well as simple finance also. So how really it will be different? So it will be recorded and it will be uploaded in the website, right? Same thing.
That you can check it, Zahir. Zahir, do you have anything to say?
Because and in that case it will be easier to attend because I don't have to commit this morning our time morning to do on my own time, right? If it is video based. Did you
Yes,
get my question?
Yeah,
yes.
I will discuss offline, Amal. Okay, about okay. We don't have right now. Okay, for this is for Hana, and except as for Hana, we are having all the. So I will discuss you later about this. This is only for online training. Okay. If you have any more plans, so we can discuss about it. No problem.
All right.
So guys, we are going to start from this next weekend. Okay, and this will be on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, 1.5 hour. It will be around 7:30 a.m. as per Eastern time. Okay, so what we are going to provide you? We'll provide you the 30 to 35 hours course online training. We'll provide you the standard documents, that will be the certification documents. Okay, and for 1610, and we'll provide you 2 month system environment. Okay, that's the latest version 1610, and we'll provide you the recording sessions as well for 30 hours. And Gaurav have some prepare PPTs which we'll share with you. Okay, so and after completion of course, so we'll conduct a mock interview and I will provide you the course completion certificate and all this thing. Okay, so please let me know your, I have sent it you the details. Okay, so contact details,
Uh,
ID and email IDs, all this thing. Okay, please let me know your interest and do the enrollment as soon as possible. I will help you for the enrollment once you reach to me.
Zahir, one line answer or response for this question. After completion of this course, will we become a migration consultant or something else?
This is the positions that Gaurav will explain you. What will be the your positions? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, it is both. That is the reason if you see from here, as I told you, whenever we'll be talking about the functionalities, we'll be doing all the things from scratch in the system. So it will be treated as a new implementation. At the same time, towards the end of the course, we are also going to understand the migration process. See, functionalities will remain same, right? But you only need to understand how the migration will take place, how my
Right.
existing system will be converted to SAP S4. So you'll be getting both. So new implementations are always easier compared to the migration processes, but you are going to understand both in this course.
Yeah, the market is for migration, at least in these places. So if you could give emphasis for that, that would be great. Yeah, go ahead. I think
Yeah.
you answered.
Yeah. What's your good name? TRF.
Tyagarajan Raghuraman.
Okay. So do you have plan for enrollments?
Can you come again? Time
I'm
for?
just asking to all the students that we are going to start this batch from next weekend. So do you have a plan for enrollment?
Yeah, I have a plan, and this timing is also suitable for me. But we may have to check the other aspects.
Okay. Okay. Please drop me a mail.
Private.
Please
Yeah.
drop me a mail. Okay. So I will help you for enrollment. Otherwise, you can type your email ID, contact numbers. Okay. Those who are interested, you can type your email ID, contact numbers, chat box. Okay. And I also send you your details. I think this contact number, email ID, Skype ID, so you can discuss with me. Okay. We have this installment options, two installment options. If it is not possible to pay in a single amount, we can do into two installment. Okay. I hope you like this
Okay,
Gaurav
but
demonstrations. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Gaurav. I think he has explained it very nicely, very patient way. I like this.
Mhm. So one more thing I just want to tell you all guys that in coming days we are going to increase the fees. Okay. So we have a plan to increase the fees, but this time this is the same price we keep. Okay. So please think about it and please let me know your interest. Okay. And do the enrollment. So I will share with you the enrollment link also.
please, if I may ask, what is the cost of the course
Yeah, I
and
have written here.
also the duration?
I have sent it to Patrick. $750.
Pardon?
It's $750.
$750.
Yeah, including all the things. You'll get the certification documents. You'll get the system access for 2 months. Okay, you'll get recorded videos, course completion certificates, and each and everything. 35 hours online training.
Okay.
Okay,
And the
and
duration is how long?
So will you be allowed to appear for the certification once we
yeah,
have gone through it? Once the SAP has
certifications.
started certification?
I think certifications is there, right?
The SAP has not yet started certification for this.
Yeah,
As
but
per
they have
Gaurav.
started
Probably
the
they will start it.
documents, okay, which we are going to share with you. So that will help you for your certifications. Okay. So
So
in
we
coming,
don't have to go through SAP courses for that, right? Based on the knowledge what we are going to get out of it, we can appear for the certification and then get it cleared. So long we are good, correct?
pardon?
Yes, you are right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Patrick, do you have any questions?
The question I asked was about the duration of the training.
Yeah, it's around 30 to 35 hours. I think all right. it may go to 30 to 35 hours. Okay, sometimes it's increase. Okay, so we have just given the 30 hours, but it's most of the time it's increased to 35 hours. Okay, so questions having some students.
Okay.
So
All right. Thank you.
it will be on to Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and 7:30. This will be the same time, 7:30 a.m. as per the Eastern time. Okay.
And
Okay.
do you also have separate courses for S4 HANA for logistics, simple logistics separate than what do you call the kind of S4 HANA general?
No, no, the same time. Actually, Gaurav don't have a time. Okay, they have so already busy with most of the classes, and he's working professionals. So we have scheduled this time. Okay, that will be 7:30 to 8 o'clock as per. Okay, we can adjust with half an hour. We can adjust. We can extend it. Okay, so 7:30 to 8 o'clock a.m. as per the Eastern time. I think morning is good for everybody.
The question was, see, now we have put this S4 HANA simple logistics, okay? And what we heard from Gaurav is that he'll be taking the various aspects of S4 HANA, including migration. So is there
Yes.
any other course you are planning for a simple logistics as a separate than what you are doing now?
No, no.
No. It is the same course. Why we are calling it as a simple logistics? So see, normally if I give you the simple example, when you go for materials management training or sales and distribution training, so you must know what exactly is SAP, what exactly is ERP, what is SF methodology, and then only you start off with what is in SAP SD, right? So this is also the similar case. Here, before going to the logistics functionalities, we need to understand what exactly is SAP S4 first of all. That is the reason we are giving the time to the SAP S4HANA terms like Fiori, like Activate methodology. So there is no separate course for logistics. Wherever you'll find the logistics course, this all things will come in first place, and then only we'll start with the logistics content. So this is a completely focused on the logistics. There is a separate course for finance. So for the consultants who are working on the financial FICO point of view, they will not go for this course, they will go for simple finance. But again, the starting point will be same. What is SAP S4, what is Fiori, what is Activate, and then only they will move on to the finance part.
Do you have separate course for SAP Fiori?
No, right.
SAP Fiori is a technical course.
It's a question for Zahir. Do you have separate course for SAP Fiori?
No, so we don't have for Fury. Okay, Fury, if we go for separately, it will be the technical. Okay, and the Fury is already added in the S4 HANA. Okay, as a functional where we can do the this all the functionality means transaction through by using a smartphone and all this thing. So this is a main advantage that we can use the smartphone. Okay, for execute the Fury and all.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have a quick question about enterprise management in relation to simple logistics. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Enterprise management. Okay, so enterprise management, that was earlier versions. Okay, which were, and now it's you can call a 1511, and now it's a 1610. Okay,
Okay.
but the complete course. Okay, there's a changes. Okay, there's a initially that it start with the simple logistic enterprise management. Okay, now it's simple logistic 1610. I mean, Gaurav already left. Okay, he left for the dealing that if somebody having a plan to enrollment, so we are going to start. Okay, so I will share with you the enrollment link. Okay, so
Hey, thanks, Zair, and thanks, Gaurav, even though it's late. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you can share me your contact details. You can drop me a mail. Okay, so I can help
Sure.
you for
I got
enrollment.
your,
Yeah.
yeah, I got your details. I will mail you or contact you separately. I think you are contactable in 315-688-8786, correct?
Right. This is my contact number. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So okay. So you can do the enrollment through this link. And tomorrow we have one more sessions. Yeah. Okay, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah. So please let me know your about interest. Okay, Anthony. Okay. So I just going to be close. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.